Oh, I need a drink. Hold on.
Well, do it live! Fuck it! Do it live!
Welcome to the Mouthpiece, episode 85, year 3. Today we're going to talk about everything that's happened in poker the last 2 weeks. My birthday, the World Series of Poker 2 weeks away. Sports, politics, whatever you want to talk about, the Mouthpiece is next. What up? What up? What's up, guys and girls? Welcome to the Mouthpiece. All right, so last time we were here was a couple weeks ago. This fucking idiot editor, Danny, was out of town for my birthday last week. And so now he told me he's going to be out of town again this weekend. It must be nice to, like, leave the town every fucking time they want to leave town. And then, you know, must be nice being rich. How's it feel being rich, bro?
I don't know.
Wow, you sure fucking leave fucking the town every weekend.
Oh, you're talking about me?
Yeah, you. I mean, you're on a vacation every weekend. I mean, you need money to fucking travel. Gas is $100 a tank. I mean, you know how rich you gotta be to go back and forth to California, wherever the fuck you go every week?
It's expensive.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said, how rich are you, man? Anyways, so first thing I want to say is we will be running a special tournament, not next week, but the week after, where I'll be giving away 5 1%. Well, I'm going to give away 1% to 5th, 1% to 4th, 1% to 3rd, 1% to 2nd, and 2% for the main event, to the main event in our weekly tournament in my online home game. So if you want to register for that tournament with a chance to win 1% of most of the tournaments I play will be around $4,000 extra if I win one. And 2% of the main event could be as much as, I don't know, 80, 90, or 180,000, something like that. So it'll be free with if you join my game here in a couple weeks. So I'll be going over that probably next week. We'll talk about that tournament in my online home game. If you want to register and play in my online home game, email mouthpoker@yahoo.com, mouthpoker@yahoo.com, and get $250 in chips for 200. So anyways, since we last were here, I think we were in the midst of a pretty serious cheating scandal that really kind of went away pretty quick. Why did it go away pretty quick? Well, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. It's pretty unbelievable that people could cheat like they do and then just make it out to be like, no big deal. Or, 3 of the top 5 all-time money winners are all cheats. But what the fuck? Who gives a fuck? Let them play whatever they want. Yeah, all right, whatever. So, anyways, I apologize. I have a podcast Thursday afternoon right in the middle of basketball and hockey, which is why we have barely anybody watching right now. But this fucking idiot, oh, you got to do a podcast at Thursday. I'm going out of town Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
We've done them on Thursdays lots of times.
What?
We've done Thursdays
Yeah, but that was before when the NBA playoffs ain't going on, man.
That's true.
I mean, I'm watching this puke Philly. They're down 1. I figure they're just going to get killed because Harden sucks a big giant, you know what. Dick. Anyways, and Bleed is just not the same with this injury. He's not the same. But anyways, let's go Miami. Oh, they took the foul. They must have had a foul to give. And so the sports have been fun to watch. The NBA playoffs have been a blast. I bet a few games here and there for fun. 500 or $1,000. That's pretty much my max. I did make a big bet for me 2 days ago. I took the Suns in Game 5. I watched that Game 4. I bet 2,000. I won 2,000. But I watched the Suns in Game 4. The fouls, number 5 and 6 on Chris Paul were absolutely comical. The whole referee in that game was comical. I knew they would play with a vengeance, and they did. I truly believe they close it out tonight. I think they close it out pretty easily in Dallas tonight. That Suns team is the real deal. I believe they're going to win the NBA championship. I believed it since the start of the season, and why change right now? I thought when Middleton went out, it was Boston and Miami for sure. Boston's a monster, but they just keep giving away games. They gave away Game 3 and they gave away Game 5. Literally gave them both away. I mean, this series had been over in 5. They've completely dominated Milwaukee every game except the first game when Boston came flat for that game. Giannis Antetokounmpo is so fucking good. It's unfucking believable how good he is. So, I have been watching those games, watching the hockey games. It looks like probably going to be the Suns of Miami in the finals, I would guess. The 2-1 seeds. Miami was in the finals 15 months ago against the Lakers. They added a couple pieces. They're going to be going back to the finals. That Laker team who won the title, they decided they're just going to gut their whole team and finish 19 games under 500. What they did is absolutely horrific what happened. That's good that Jake and Ollie are banned from the EPT in Trenton. That's good to hear. Phoenix is going to win the championship. You know what I'm saying? I think the Suns are $1.10 to win the West right now. I mean, how anybody cannot bet the Suns? I mean, you watch this Warrior team. Yeah, they might be up 3-2, but they should be down 3-2 without Ja. They stink. There's something wrong. I mean, Clay looks terrible. He looked good in the first, but no, I didn't bet on the Derby. But I'll tell you what, that ride by Rich Strike was, if you see that overhead, is truly one of the most amazing things you'll ever see. I mean, it looked like all the other horses were just walking, and he was just running. I mean, he ran by like 15 horses in basically the whole stretch in not even a quarter mile, maybe like an eighth of a mile. He passed like 15 horses. Pretty amazing to watch. So that's what's going on there. So I'm going to be posting my package where I'm selling up to 50% of myself in the WSOP events, and I'll be posting them this year on Pocket Fives. Normally still posted on YouStake or Stake Kings. The reason why I'm not is the fact that I, even though Phil owns a small piece of that, my friend Josh Aria, who was on the show a couple weeks ago, he owns a big piece of Pocket Fives, and he asked me to help out with that. So I'll be posting on really 446-3013. You're gonna ask me, Kareen? She's fucking the worst. What do you think? I mean, really, you're gonna really ask me that? Anyways, so I'll be doing that now. I've been kicking it around a little bit since I've been doing pretty good since we last talked about 2.5 weeks ago. Poker has remained very, very strong for me. I think I've had 2 losing days. Can't complain. I always knock on wood because you can't take these good runs for granted. You have to. You got to be grounded. I mean, my whole life I took things for granted. So really nice run of cards going into the World Series. Still playing fantastic. Went out today. Just bought a new pair of glasses because I thought my eyes had changed, and the prescription had changed a lot in 3 years because I'm like blind. But even though I'm blind, I was telling the lady, I put my sunglasses on, I see pretty decent. I put these on, I can't see at all. I go, are they scratched up? She's like, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst, they're about an 8.5 scratch-wise. And she goes, and the clear coating's coming off of them, and that's why it's all blurry. I'm like, great, good to know. It's been like this for about 2 years. I wonder how much better I might have done at the World Series if I could actually see. Gee, let's see, 34 cashes, 76 events, with 9 final tables the last 3 years, in debilitating pain and fucking blind. I wonder if I could. Right now I'm in a good 7-week stretch of feeling pretty darn good. So hopefully that'll go into the World Series. So no pain with being able to see. Maybe I will make a hand at the final table this year. I mean, that would be nice. So we'll see what happens. So going to the big story I didn't address yet, and I was going to have Phil on the show today, but as you know, with Phil, you don't know what you're going to get with Phil. So Ryan DePaulo doesn't like me. That's nice to know. I don't even know the guy. I've always liked him. I mean, who gives a fuck? But I told you guys about the 52 Social in Texas, and I'd let you know in a few weeks what's going on. Things are in the middle right now. It's kind of a long process, so it's nothing bad to say. I hope everyone in Texas goes there. One of my best friends in life is the general manager. He's running the room right now, and I'll be doing lots of promo stuff for them after the series, and hopefully I'll have some kind of major announcement before the series, but I'm not quite sure that'll get. I still plan on moving to Texas. I still plan on hopefully being an owner with 52 Social and doing other jobs with them. So, I'll let you know very shortly what's going on there. So that's going on with there. A little update there. Poker's good. Life is good. I mean, I started taking turmeric around 7 weeks ago. And I really think that it's really helped me with my pain. Now, I've gone through, I'll play some 08 tonight probably if you're in the room. I'll definitely play. So, I'll be playing in my room later. We got 08, 48, 08 with a kill, 1-2, no limit, 1-2 PLO. We play every day. And email mouthpoker, yahoo.com, $250 for 200 if you want to play in my online poker room. Let's see what else is going on. I don't know. Pretty excited about the series. Like I said, I made another bracelet bet. I made one last year for the first time in my life. Made it again this year. Getting 12,500 to 2,500, which is 5-1, which means I need to win one every 5 years. To profit, I've gone 8 years without winning one, and I've had many chances to win some. So I believe that I think I'm going to win one this year, but doesn't mean I will. But made that little bracelet bet. You know, I was really, really, really considering playing for 100% of myself in the World Series this year because I'm doing well. I'm almost out of debt, and I know I'm going to do well. So, you know, when you know you're going to do well, do you really want to give up half of yourself? So I am selling half of myself on Pocket Fives. The package will be up probably in the next 48 to 72 hours, pocketfives.com. And so I am selling half of myself. I'm selling most at 1.2 in the 10Ks. And if you, whatever percent you buy, if you buy 10% of half myself, I give you 10% free roll my $1,500 tournaments. So it's kind of like what I'm going to be doing. That's what I did last year. Everything's 1.2 except for the 2 Omaha 8 or betters, PLO 8, Limit 08, and the main event. And they're all, I think, 1.5. So if you guys buy pieces of it, it's fine with me. If you don't, it's more for me. I don't give a shit. I'm basically doing it for my fans who want to have a sweat. And you ask, is the Bally's room going to be cold like the Rio? Now, how the fuck would I know? I have not been there yet. Should I send a drone over there and have them look for us? Or what do you want me to do? So, you know, we'll see what happens there. Let's see what else is going on. Hockey, football, politics is pretty interesting. Nice world we live in. Inflation's at like 9%. Gas is $7 a gallon. They have no baby formula on the fucking shelves. They have no food. And if you ask the White House, it's all Putin's fault. They've only been at war for 2 months, but hey, what the hell? It's all Putin's fault. What a world we live in. I mean, they literally, these fucking warmongers want to bring us into World War III because if there's a war, they got the midterms coming up, you know, and they could try and unite the country and try and win the midterms. Oh, they came out the other day. Oh, there's a major variant that they're expecting to arrive in October, November this year that's going to be more deadly than the rest. Oh, what does that mean? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da! More mail-in ballots! Yay! Because they have to scare everybody. You're going to die. It's a winter of death if you're not vaccinated. A winter of death. We're all going to die. COVID, COVID, COVID. Got to send those mail-in ballots. Too dangerous to go out and vote. Nice world we live in. Yeah, fuck politics. The only thing good about politics right now, which is kind of political, is I hope Elon Musk buys Twitter, returns free speech. Yeah, they're all corrupt. Look at the fucking Mitch McConnell piece of shit. Oh, the worst thing in the world going on right now is the war in Ukraine. So we're going to send $40 billion to Ukraine to help them defeat Russia. Oh, let's see. We're going to take about $4 billion of that and chop that to our donors and replace all the money that got us elected because we're all corrupt motherfuckers. Yeah. Arrest Gates, arrest Fauci. Let's see, what else should we do? We should, I'd like to fucking literally take Pelosi, McConnell, Lindsey Graham, Adam Schiff, and just literally just put them all in line them up and I don't know about a firing squad. That would kill them. I don't want to kill anybody, but
You can't threaten to hurt anybody else.
yeah, I would never hurt anybody. What should we do to these four? Maybe like I don't know. They're just so evil on both sides. These are just awful human beings. So many awful human beings. I don't even understand it. I don't want to talk politics. I've been kind of laying low with the politics lately because the world is so fucked up. And for all you people that listen to the podcast, if you voted for Joe Biden, congratulations. You are part of the problem that destroyed this country in, 15 months. It took 15 months for this motherfucker to destroy the country. But guess what? I don't live in the real world, so it doesn't affect me. Any of you people that have a real family, kids, wife, you have to pay $5,800 a year more with Joe Biden. I hope it was worth it. Trump had a few mean tweets. Oh, he was so mean. Oh, I just tell all the people who voted for Biden, don't fucking bitch about gas prices. Don't bitch about your food costs. You voted for it. You got what you deserve. Leave me the fuck alone. No more fucking politics. All right. Yeah. So let's address, I'm glad you brought that up. I knew there's something I forgot. The frog poison thing. So I'm going to be doing a YouTube video before the series here, probably next week when this idiot Danny gets back from out of town. And we're going to do something with involving the shaman and the frog poison and the Bren Kinney cheating scandal and the, Ollie and all these other guys cheating. So, there you go. Line them up and shoot them with a paintball gun. Now, that's a good idea. If I fucking, let's see, hit Lindsey Graham and McConnell right in the balls, that should hurt. And then Pelosi and Schiff, and there's so many on the other side. Maybe we should just, I don't know where we should hit them. So, who knows? Let's see. So, yeah, we're going to address that. I found it pretty interesting. Bren Kinney is truly one of the top 3 players I ever played with. He plays every game great. Real world class in every game, which goes to show you the greed of people. The fact that you could be that good and still want to go out and cheat is mesmerizing to me. Same with Ali, same with Jake Schindler, same with Sam Sabarol. Like, these guys are great poker players. Not good poker players, great poker players. So I don't want you guys to think, well, they won all this money because they cheat. No, they're not. They're fantastic poker players that are just greedy. It's like, enough ain't enough. How much do they fucking need? And I've always said it. People will do a lot for money. They will do a lot. I've known about this for 3 years. I voiced my opinion. There was people I talked to about it. They were right. I knew the names of the peoples, and they kept it under wraps. So, I don't want to get involved with the politics of the abortion situation. It's just, the only thing I can tell you is the left just lies. Like, they're not getting rid of abortion. They're just going to the states. And people are like, well, what do you mean it's going to the states? Well, it's real easy. That's what the Constitution was designed for, to go to the states, right? If everything was federally mandated law, we'd have gambling in 52 states. We'd have prostitution in 52 states. There's a reason why every state has a different law. And there's lots and lots of states that are pro-life, anti-abortion. And if they vote that way and they don't want abortion in their state, that's the way the Constitution was written. So don't listen to the bullshit that the fucking media is telling you. So it is what it is, man. But I don't want to talk about that. That's a real touchy subject. You know, it is what it is. Look at Miami, 58-50. Fucking Philadelphia. Take James fucking Harden. They're going to be stuck with that piece of shit for 4 years. What a pig-headed piece of shit he is. So, yeah, it's called the United States because that's what you do. You give the power back to the states. That's what the Constitution says. All the power goes to the states, not the federal government. But people are too fucking stupid to understand. Yeah, I know there's only 50 states. What did I say, 52? I'm an idiot. Sorry about that. Yeah, Kirk. Yeah, but you got to remember the fucking, whatever the Democrats say, it's complete opposite. If they say it, just think whatever they say, go completely opposite. If they say it's good for the economy, inflation, it's bad. If they say it's bad, it's good. That's whatever they say. Whatever they say, do the opposite. It's just what it is. All right, no more politics. So the thing I found the most about the Bren Kenny story is the shaman, the frog poison, that crazy shit was pretty amazing, actually. And then, but it's been corroborated. I mean, Phil saw Bren Kenny in the hallway at the Aria yesterday, and Phil didn't even know what to say to him, and he just said hey, I guess they're riding you pretty hard. He goes, well, they're riding you pretty hard too. And he's like, oh, those texts were from like 10 years ago. Whatever. Bottom line is the text showed that he knew what he was doing and what he should basically do. And I like Bren Kenny. I'm not one of those people that dislike Bren Kenny. I mean, he should just come out and say, yeah, I ghosted some accounts. I knew it was wrong. It was a mistake I made, and I'll have to learn my lesson from it and be better. I mean, by just consistently denying when they show the proof, I don't think that's a good look. But Bren Kenny's a great poker player, and Phil was not angle shooting. I mean, the cameras in that stream, it just switches when Tom Dwan asks to see the fucking cards. But Phil realized what he did wrong, and he didn't really do anything wrong. But what he did wrong is when you're passing a hand around, and he's like, show me, show everyone. The guy thought that he had folded, so then he turned over his hand. And he's an amateur. So if Phil didn't pass that around and just played straight up and looked at the guy and looked at his hand and then decided to call or fold, then the guy would have never turned his hand over. So in other words, by accident, by them, because they were passing cards around. It's a private game, it happens in private games all the time. So a lot of people be like, well, why are they doing that? But you have to understand, it's a private game, invite only. People do all kinds of things against the rules that they wouldn't do in a casino or a tournament. So, that's just what they were doing. But when you have an amateur at the table, it's going to force them to accidentally turn their hand over. And so Phil did the right thing, gave him back the 5, split the pot with him. Thought it was fair. Crazy ass stream. Agree with you, Paxian. Phil was right, even though he's not. That's a good way to put it. And I told him that. You know what I mean? The one thing that dealing with Phil, and I love Phil, sometimes it's a lot like me. It takes him a while to realize when he's wrong, and he usually comes to the right conclusion. Was Allen chip dumping? What do you think, guys? What do you think? I mean, if you have to really ask that question, then you're probably pretty stupid. So, he'll dump $1 million and he'll make $15 million off of that. So he's one of the smartest guys you'll meet in poker. Truly one of the nicest guys you'll meet in poker, too. So, that's probably the best part of it. I love Alan Keating. Great guy. Matter of fact, I think I'll have him on the podcast here next week. I don't know if I've ever had him on the podcast. I don't think I have. Have we? Oh, I'll call him. I'll have him on I'll get him on the podcast next week. You guys want to talk with Alan Keating? Call in. That should be interesting for the call-ins. Anyways, let's take some live phone calls. See what people want to talk about. The World Series is what's today? The 12th? 26. The World Series is 18 days away. Wow. Didn't we just play the World Series like 4 months ago? Oh, wait a minute. November 6th, the World Series ended. How many weeks ago was that? 30? How many losing weeks have I had playing poker in the last 30 weeks? Oh, one? Oh, sorry about that. Knock on wood. Anyways, to go on a card run like that for 30 weeks straight is 29 out of 30 weeks. I'm not going to lie, man. Running good at poker feels really, really good. The Celtics broke your heart, Kirk, because they went into ISO ball. They stopped passing the ball. They gave away game 3 and 5, Kurt. And they got it. This series ain't over. Fucking no Middleton. The Bucks are not a better team. They got Giannis, maybe the best player to ever play the game when his career is over. But that's about it. No, yeah, let's open up the lines. I have no idea what you're talking about with D-Negs assaulting Ebony Kenny. I heard that. Yeah, in the Berkey podcast with that lady. Yeah.
The Mouthpiece.
If you'd like to take part in our phone call segment, you can give us a call at 702-329-0480. And if you're a snowflake or a pussy and you don't want to talk to me, you can email me at mouthpiecepodcast@gmail.com. Also, follow me at the Mouth Matiso on Twitter for times that our call-in segment will be live.
702-329-0480. 702-329-0480. Give me a call. Let me know what you want to talk about. World Series. Phil Hellmuth on the stream. Cheating scandals. Bring Kenny. Sports. Politics. Give me a call. 702-329-0480. Danny, can you get me on my bet the pill box that has the different days on it? I appreciate it. Thanks. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Hey, Mike. It's Blake out in LA. How's it going, brother?
What are you doing, my man? How you been?
I've been good. Appreciate you playing some 08 with me a couple days ago. It was a good time.
Yeah. I appreciate you coming in the room. You like the room?
Yeah, the room's great.
Yeah.
Great. Appreciate the invite.
No, absolutely.
Wanted to pick your brain in terms of 08 and other games. Do you think that casinos should offer some mixed games to kind of break up the monotony of No Limit for other players that are kind of working their way up through stakes?
Well, I mean, they do have mixed games. I mean, Bellagio plays 10-20, 20-40, 40-80 mix, if I'm not mistaken, 81-60 mix. So, yeah, I mean, they don't have any, like, small limit. Actually, if you want to play like 08, go to the Orleans. They got 5 08 games going every single day there. So, that's pretty good.
Well, I guess I mean more like if they had a no limit pot limit and then added some horse in or something like that, or do you think it would slow the games down at the small and mid stakes?
Yeah, probably will in the mid stakes. I mean, like I played 300, 600 mix, and I mean, we have big bet games. They have 6K cap on the big bet games and 3-600. So we have about 4 big bet games in there. We usually have PLO, PLO 8, no limit deuce. Let's see, PLO 8, no limit deuce. That's and no limit hold'em. So we usually have 4 big bet games in the mix, and then we usually have like 12 limit games. So we always play that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you think it's something you would introduce into the home game? Like a horse or a split PLO, no limit tape?
If we get more players, like right now it's been a little bit slow. I'm hopefully going to get it where it used to be. Like we used to have like 2-3 games going like all day and stuff, but it's a little bit slow right now. So, we've had some days we've had 2 games going, but Right now it's probably not the right time, but I will. I can put it in the lobby and play with you and help you. Give you some pointers and shit. I mean, if you play with me, in '08, you're going to get much better. Let's just put it that way. You're just going to get
quad
much better.
kings, then I'll be okay. But I think you'll eat my lunch otherwise.
I mean, I paid you off with ace jack on the end. Yeah. What can I do? I mean, the way the hand played, it's either you. I didn't think you had a king. It was either quads or I was good.
Yeah, definitely.
But
definitely.
it's I wish the thing is I really wish I played in the home game more. I like everybody in the home game, like the people you play with every day. I mean, they've been with me for 2 years and they're loyal, and I do so much to try and give back to the losing players because I don't have that to really. I'm not making any money there. I mean, I make a peanut, but I try and give back at least half of whatever I make to the losing players to keep the game going. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why the game's been going for 2 years. I mean, it's not many people that could say that they got a home game that has $1, $2 that's been going every day for 2 years. So, but that's because I care about my players. I care about everybody who plays in the game. If you're going to be playing a lot too. Email Ben, who's my assistant, where you when you email it, when you put your email in, and just have you add you to the Telegram. Basically, there's like 18, 19 of us in there, and normally when I'm going to play, I text in there that I'm going to play. Why don't you all come? And I try and do that whenever I can play. But I play in a big game every night from around 7 o'clock at night till like 2 in the morning. So that's kind of why I haven't been playing that much. So I'll try and get in as much as I can, though.
Yeah, all good, brother, all good. And I know you got some other callers. Just wanted to say I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And good luck at the series.
And probably in 2 weeks, which will be 3 days before the series starts, Sunday night, we're going to run a tournament it starts at I think 6 o'clock at night, and I'm going to give away 1% to 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd, and 2% to 1st in my 10Ks. So basically, the 1%ers can pick whatever 1% they want of any of my 10Ks, and whoever wins the tournament will get 2% of the main event, so that could be worth about $160,000 if I win it. That's going to be for free, and I'll have that in 2 weeks, and we'll send out an email on all that to all you guys. So, all right, my man, thanks for the call. I appreciate it, and I'll probably see you in the room later. All right, peace.
All right, sounds good, brother. Bye.
Yep. So Miami's up 14. And yours truly bet 1K on Miami today. Hello. I like that. I like being up 14. I know Philly's a puke. I told you all Philly was a puke.
How you doing, Mike?
Good, man. Welcome to the Mouthpiece. What's going on?
Not a whole lot. It's Donnie from Colorado. I just got a couple random thoughts or questions, I guess, for you. You get all these poker players coming from all over the world, and the United States and that coming to the World Series. Everybody, including myself, has the thought crossed their mind of, man, what's it like to live by the Strip in Las Vegas and the entertainment capital of the world, this, that, the other.
I wouldn't know. I don't live anywhere near the Strip.
Well, right. But I mean, like Henderson, Summerlin, whatever, the suburbs are,
It's fucking Vegas is a good town. If you don't get anywhere near the Strip or the drinking or the strip clubs or the partying, Vegas is a great town to live in. There's no traffic. You can go anywhere you want. I could literally go from Henderson to fucking Summerlin in 25 minutes. And if you're in LA, it will take you what takes me 3 minutes to go in Vegas would take you 25 minutes in LA. Like if you're during traffic, like just to go 2.5 miles will take you 20 minutes, So
Right. So I mean, your day-to-day life though is pretty solid out there, huh? You like it? I mean, I know you're moving to Texas likely, but
yeah, I mean,
you like your time spent out there?
I do. I've been here 44 years. It's time for a change for me. I think all the money's in Texas. I've been playing poker professionally for 26 years. I really want to be vested in this card room. I see a very high opportunity to make a lot of money. I believe in my friend who's running the room right now. I've known him for 40 years. I truly believe that I could turn this place into a gold mine that's making $400 or $500 million a month. So it's going to take a while.
No shit.
It's going to be a lot of work. I mean, TCH in Dallas is making 2.2 a month. They don't even have a restaurant or a bar. We have
No way.
We have a full restaurant and a full bar. So
yeah, I heard that on one of the last streams you did.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's even better than the first one that kind of fizzled out. I mean, it sounds way better.
So Dallas Poker House is nicer without a restaurant. Well, it has a restaurant, but it's all the restaurant's about 20% the size of this restaurant. This has actually a full big restaurant and bar in it. And but Dallas Poker House didn't have a bar. They didn't have a liquor license. So it's not easy to get a liquor license. Having a full liquor license and a bar is a game changer. It will bring people in.
That's huge.
And you get the right people running it, and you the right people to promote it, and you make money. So I'm still lined up to be a major contributor with 52 Social. I just am. When you're dealing with a deal that I'm dealing with, it's you got to finish out the fine. Got to work. And
well,
stuff.
and not that you're retired by any means. I'm just saying this to give perspective. Maybe it's like taking an NFL player that becomes a coach or something, in a sense that the game, how it should be run, the rooms,
I know how to run a poker
so you're going
room.
to take care of everybody.
Yeah,
and also still continue to play. I know, but how nice would that be to run your own room?
Yeah. And so look at this fucking 19-4 run for fucking this Heat. They're up by 16. The fucking Philadelphia sucks. Harden stinks.
Yeah.
They're stuck with that contract for 4 years. How are they going to because they traded so many people, they're going to have to re-sign him after this year when his contract's up. And he's going to want like $4 million, $40 a year. That guy ain't worth a fucking he ain't worth a quarter over like 15 a year. I mean, I wouldn't.
No shit.
I mean, if they give this guy fucking $160 million, Philadelphia's fucking.
I know. The numbers are staggering for the talent's just not quite there sometimes, and it's like, what do you see in this guy? But
I mean, he's just a pompous ass, man.
Like,
I mean, look what he did.
Take on a role that is.
Look what he did
substantial.
in Houston, buddy. He fucking got Chris Paul. He out-defended the fucking monster Warrior team with Kevin Durant. They were going to win that series. They were up 3-2, and they had a 16-point lead in Game 6 and a 16-point lead in Game 7 without Chris Paul. I mean, they were going to win the title.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah, they're going to win the title.
Did people forget that? It's like, man.
Yeah,
I don't know where these numbers come from, but it's pretty sick when you think about it. Everybody's.
I don't think people have
and then you take
any idea that Chris Paul is the second best point guard to ever live. I mean, you have Magic Johnson, then Chris Paul, or Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson, Chris Paul. I wasn't around in the Oscar Robertson years, just what I hear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, that's it. Chris Paul is a point god. And he had a couple he had the one bad game. Then the refs just completely destroyed him in Game 4. I knew the Suns were going to win big Game 5. And I actually made a 2K bet on that game. I don't bet many. I bet mostly $500 or $1,000 if I bet. And I just like betting I like betting the playoffs just for fun. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's funny you bring up sports because my second question was going to be related to sports betting. And as a poker player, I'm looking for an edge all the time. Study, play the game. I have an edge in most games, I think, that I choose to play in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I look at sports betting and I look at all these books and these YouTubes and articles and all these professional quote-unquote sports bettors,
Mm-hmm.
in your experience with all the tens and hundreds and thousands or millions of dollars that you ran through these sports books,
Mm-hmm.
is there a system? I mean, it's ridiculous to say now because
I quit betting.
I know the end result.
I lost
for me and everybody else.
I lost 6.7 million betting sports, so I don't bet anymore. I mean, I bet 500,000.
Right,
But I mean, I used to bet 10, 20,000 a game. I mean, I was the sickest fuck there was. Nobody can win it.
Do you know anybody that had a quote unquote system that ever worked, or is that complete bullshit?
I mean, I know some of the best sports bettors in the world, and it's not easy to win a bet, man. There was one year, I followed the best sports bettors in the world. I ran around town to get us an extra half point, to get us an extra point. And I'd sit there and fly 80 miles an hour, 15-minute drive to get us a point extra. It'd be like, instead of laying 6 or 7, we'd laid 6, and they'd lose outright by 20. Or if we took 7 instead of 6, they'd lose outright by 20. I mean, fucking, it ain't easy to win a bet. Once I was following all these sharp people, and I saw how hard it was to win a bet. That was pretty, and they almost busted. They did bust me. That's when I realized I'm done. So now, listen, like people are like, oh, you're not done. You bet fucking $1,000 on a game.
Well,
the truth of the matter is, if I bet $1,000 on a game, and I bet every game on the board the rest of my life, I couldn't go broke. But it took me 49 years to figure that out. You see what I'm saying? Like people used to always say, Phil used to always say, Mike, why can't you just bet 500 or 1,000 on the game? I'm like, because it doesn't do anything for me. But then when you grow up, then when you grow up and you realize that you can't win at it, and now you just, I don't even know why I even bet. I just bet it for fun, and now like I jump up and down when I win $1,000 bet. Before I couldn't give a fuck.
Oh, I hear you.
But that's from growing
I'm
up.
The same way. I'm kind of the same way. Like I'm not a winning sports bettor, and I found that out the hard way over the last many years. But I'm like, you're right. It's fucking brutal to win a bet. It really is. It's like, I don't care what the numbers are, what the line is, it's unbelievable, but so virtually, I mean,
there's only one way to win. There's only one way to win in sports. Okay. You got to pick and choose. If you're trying to win, you got to pick and choose. Like this year during the NBA, I made 12 bets before the playoffs. I went 11-1. Okay. $1,000 a piece. You find spots. You see a team coming. There was one game that I bet I was 76ers and Boston. And Boston beat this right when they got Harden. I think Boston either beat the 76ers by 40 or lost. I think they beat them by 40. Yeah. And I just told everyone, just circle the next game when they play each other and bet what you want on Philly. And Philly beat them outright by 8 and covered easily. So, you got to look for. Then there was the Oklahoma City, I think Utah. Oklahoma City lost by 55 points. It might have been against the Warriors. Whoever the fuck it was, they lost by maybe it was 70 points. They lost. It was like the biggest defeat in NBA history. I told everybody circle that game when they play them next. You're going to get a big plus. Maybe bet some money line. They won't outright. You know what I'm saying? So you get spots like that.
Wow. Yeah.
Like I give you an idea. Even the other day, I have a friend, kind of like books my $500,000 bets and stuff. And I said, I don't want to name his name, but I said to my friend, I said, if this was old Mike has a minimum of 20,000 on the Suns in Game 5, maybe 50,000, because there's zero chance the Suns are not going to win this game. Zero. I saw what they did to him in Game 4. I saw what the refs did to him. I saw what I knew they were going to play like monsters. And they did, and they won
How
by
do you
35.
think your track history would have been if you took that approach?
I
years ago?
would have
Like,
$100 million right now. But see,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
poker
not
was
to say
so.
that you should start betting again, but like,
No, I can't.
in
I can't
theory-
control myself. Okay. Once you have to
Right.
understand, like even like I told my friend after the game, right? I'm like, okay, so I bet 20 or 50 on the game and I won. Now I think I'm a genius. Now all of a sudden I start betting 20 or 50 on lot. You understand what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah,
like, it's
I
basically
know.
I win the.
I know.
If I could control myself, yes, I would make a lot. I know it sounds stupid to say that you're really educated in sports, but you lost 6.7 million betting sports. How can you be educated, right?
You need a manager.
Well, no, it's like I'm very educated, but I tilt in sports where I never tilt in poker, right?
Right.
And like I've told the story many times, like I'll do the work on the NFL. I'll bet 4 games, 5,000 a piece, usually 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the morning. All of a sudden it's halftime in the early games. I'm laying 6.5. I'm down 14 in both. I'm completely tilted. I then bet 2 halftime bets. I lose both of them. Right. And then the 2 teams that are down by 14, they either both come back and win or 1-1. Right. Same thing happens in the afternoon games. And so at the end of the day, I'm 2-2, 3-1, or 4-0, and I'm down 4 fucking bets. So what do? I then fire like 30,000 on the late game, the Sunday night game that I had no interest in, lose that, and here I am, 3-1 or 4-0 every week and down 30,000. I've done that 350 times in my life, at least.
Right.
Know? So,
no, I know. It's
listen,
unbelievable. But I mean, I hear you talk about sports on every podcast. I watch all of them, and I'm like, man, no one's gonna has a crystal ball, but I mean, your shit, and it's like I'm not suggesting that you bet, your weaknesses, but and I'm the same way, but like. If you had someone controlling every dollar and wouldn't let you bet certain things, things would look a lot different, right?
If I followed the sports every day and not the poker, and I just wait and look and watch the NBA and watch the baseball and watch the NFL, and I see a spot, I'm telling you, I'm 80% in the spots, and I'm fucking 90% losers in all the rest. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I mean, I can make it up or I can lie. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
I respect that. I get it, man. It's brutal, but yeah, I just wanted to hear your thoughts because of course with all the sports books and all the you got people that are maybe break even or even losing bettors that act like they've got it figured out too.
No, but
it's a bunch of bullshit.
Listen, I don't know one bookie that's not rich. Okay. Nobody wins betting sports. There's like less than 0.5%, maybe one tops that win. But that's the same in poker. All these professional poker players think they're geniuses. There's only 1%, maybe 2% people that make a living playing poker. Listen, I'm for. People say, "Well, I gone broke 9." I went broke 9 times because I was a degenerate sports bettor and fucking partier and whatever else. But I mean, I've had 2 losing months in my entire life playing poker. Okay, people think that's insane,
unreal.
Right? But why would I lie? I mean, online I lost $4 million, but I'm talking about playing live. Okay, live poker. I've had 2 losing months my whole life. The World Series since 1996. I've had 2 losing World Series my whole life. One that I got destroyed was the year of my injury, and then one other I lost. I don't know, like 25, 30,000, whatever. But
that's the thing. Like back in the day, I used to play a lot of golf, and you look at the top like 400 or 500 money lists or whatever, crazy numbers. Like these guys are making fucking 400,000 or 500,000 a year, and they're number 472 on the money list. Like with the World Series, I've seen you over the years. Yeah, you've had some big years, but even your years that aren't like remarkable, you're making 120, 180, 250. Like, what's wrong with that?
I mean, last year, everybody was like, congrats, you had a great World Series, Mike. It sucks you didn't win one, but you had a great World Series. But this is great a World Series as I had. Now, I started off 0 for 7, right, including stone bubbling the 25K horse, the first event of the year, where I went into day 2 with third in chips and a massive stack. All I needed to do was win one pot on day 2. I won 0. I won 0 in 8 hours. Finished 24th. They 23 cashed. And the guy who beat me won out to me on the last card in Raz. He needed a 3 and only a 3, and 3 threes were up. So he had 1 out. And that guy goes on to win. And he goes on and wins the tournament, and I stone bubble. Well, if he doesn't 1 out me there, I win that hand. I'm going to cash. A min cash and a 25K horse was 50,000. I ended up winning 20,000 on the World Series, but just a min cash there, I would have won 70. That's not even counting the fact that I was 0 for 7 to start the World Series, and I played 23 tournaments and went 11 for 23. So I cashed 11 of the next 16 with 3 final tables. Okay, and
yeah, that's insane.
And but the thing is, if you don't finish top 3 in these fucking tournaments, you just don't win, you know. So I just can't win a pot. Well, I'm gonna win pots this year at the final tables, but you know, from 7 when things were going bad in my life, you know, and I was struggling to get back on my feet, 16, 17, 18, you know, 19 or 16, 17, 18, I could never, and even 19, I couldn't win a pot at the final table, you know. And
in 20, didn't you make like 130 or something like that, or 100 something?
Well, the last one that was 6 months ago, right? We didn't have a
no, it
World
was the one
Series.
before.
We didn't have a World Series in 2020.
Or what? 19 then, or which one?
19. I made up. 19. I made 100, a
something.
little over 100. Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
Yeah. So, so I made a little over 119, but everybody thinks I had a big World Series last year because they saw me at every final table of every 10K. But the thing is you just don't make any money. So let's just say you pay 15 10Ks, right? And all of a sudden you're just finishing 6th, 5th, right? Like 6, you're just making like 20,000, right? So let's just say you make 3 final tables and you make 60,000. Well, you got to remember there's like 150,000 in 10Ks plus the 25K, so 175,000. You know, so you're making 40, 30, you know, in those 3. Yeah. And then min cash, 6,000 the other 3. And so you end up breaking dead even or losing a peanut. And I end up booking like a 20K win for the World Series because I made a couple of good scores. I finished 7th in the 3K PLO. I finished 13th in the limit hold'em. Finished 23rd in the PLO 8. So I had some decent cashes in the smaller events, but you know.
Well, the sick thing is if one of those tournaments goes your way.
Well, if Tommy Lee doesn't hit a 3-outer in the 10K PLO, and then he goes on and wins the tournament, he loses that pot. I'm fucking one of the top 3 stacks going to the final table, and the 10K PLO just to make the final table is 75,000. You finish top 3 in that, you're guaranteed like 300. First was 900,000 up top. So, you know, the guy check races me all in with 3 outs in the fucking deck and hits. And then they want to crown him as the best PLO tournament player in the world. Yeah, he's a great player, but he's a luck fucking boss.
How does that shit happen though? Every time it's just like my last experience with the World Series was actually in 19 myself, and I got a PLO tournament, flopped top set with queens. Guy turns a set of 5s. We get it all in. He rivers quads on me. I was pretty deep in the tournament. Just, you know, I've experienced that shit. I mean, I've seen yours many, many times. It's disgusting. But how does that shit happen all the time? I mean, it's like, what are these guys thinking to shove with no equity, you know?
Yeah. You know,
it's like...
Poker's a weird game, man. You know, it's like it's so funny the people that think I can't play poker anymore. I think that's the funniest. Like, I don't think there's, and I don't want to brag here, but there's more than 1% poker players in the world that have won more money than I have since November of 2019. That might be high, 1%.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not trying to brag, I paid most of my debts. I'm doing well, you know. I just let everybody think I'm broke, which is fine. That's not even half of it, you know. It's just, and then my World Series of the last 3 years, you know, is 34 cashes, 76 events with 9 final tables. I mean, go fuck yourselves. You guys think I can't play poker anymore?
When I view your game, I look at these guys now with the GTO, all this bullshit, solvers. You're old school in the sense that in you're going to find a way to win. It doesn't matter about the fucking numbers, the percentages. You're going to find a way to fucking win.
I have a different different philosophy about no limit hold'em tournaments than other people have. And I've put myself in position to win about 7 of them in the last 3 years. I've been down the last 3 tables with chips, and I've been pretty darn unlucky. All you could do is play your best and give yourself a chance to get lucky, and I just haven't been. But I don't play GTO. I don't even know what a fucking combo is. Oh, I got 8 combos of this and 6 combos. Daniel's trying to explain combos. I'm like, why do I need combos? Yeah. I'm like, I look at the guy. My instincts will tell me if he's beat or I'm beat, or if I'm beat or he's beat. I mean, that's what I can't teach talent, man. I can't teach what your instincts tell you. And they'll be like, I could just look at them and know if I have the best 10. Well, how do you do that? That's what the GTO. What do you mean you can just look at them and know what they have? Well, that's what's called playing poker, buddy.
I've watched you forever, Phil, of course. Guys like Antonius. Mm-hmm. You all have something in common where it's like the intangible, right? It's not some fucking. You read it in a book. All of those, you and those types of players have that grit, that intuition, or something that's
This is all you need to know.
You can't explain it.
Do you find it a coincidence that the top 3 for WSOP Player of the Year last year were all old school players? Aria, fucking Phil, and Daniel. Think it's all coincidence? And me, I think I finished 49th. Okay, out of. You know how many thousands of people play at the World Series of Poker? You know what I'm saying? So
no shit.
So what I'm trying to say is, and if I would have won one, I'd have probably been in the top 10. But the point is like, I don't play. These guys play 50 tournaments a week, maybe more, right? I play 0 tournaments a year except for the World Series of Poker. Okay, so what does that tell you? It tells you that there's a lot more to what they're teaching. What they're teaching is for people with no talent to how to make money in poker. Okay, but
I totally agree.
But if you don't have talent, you're never going to make real money. Yeah, you'll grind the 2-5, 5-10 games, and you'll make a good living. You'll make $10,000 a month. Okay, but you want to make $10,000 a month or make $100,000 a month. If you don't have, you're not going to make $50,000 or $100,000 a month unless you have talent. It doesn't make a difference what you play. If you don't have talent, you ain't making that kind of money, because just playing GTO is not going to. I mean, like when I play people who play GTO, to me they're easier to exploit. They all play the same. Like if they all play the same and you know how they play, you just fucking do betting opposite of whatever the GTO tells you.
Shit.
I mean, just being honest.
If a solver ever tells me to ship it, under the gun with Queen 7. I'm done playing. This is so fucking.
It's
stupid.
Amazing what the solvers say. I mean, I've never looked at one, but I've had a friend show me a few, and he's like, Mike, you should have shipped it here. I'm like, huh?
yeah.
I'm like, good for the solvers. I'll just look at somebody, and I'll look at the way they look at their hands when they're in the blinds. And I'll look out the corner of my eyes, and my instincts will tell me if they're weak, and then I'll ship the 6 deuce offsuit and pick up that blind, right?
Right.
Or I'll fucking look at their faces and look at the people out the corner of my eyes behind me, and I see a guy get a little excited when he looks at his cards, and then I'll take fucking ace jack suited with 10 big blinds and throw it in the muck, and they'll think they're crazy. So that's why Phil. Raises with ace jack of spades, and Daniel re-raises, and he folds for fucking 1.5 bigs, and Daniel's got ace queen, right? But then Phil fucking 5 bets the 3-8 of clubs, and then he fucking check calls 30,000 on a jack 10 high board, and then rips it on the fucking turn, and Daniel had deuces, right?
I know.
So
Yeah, I see that.
And
some
then you
heads-up
watch
stuff too. I'm
Antonio move in on him, and fucking or Phil snaps him off with ace 10, and Antonio's got like ace 6. So it's like,
exactly. Right.
I don't want to hear
that's
people.
Exactly what I'm saying.
I mean, this is what's called talent and instincts. Yes, is Phil fundamentally flawed in many ways? Yes. If he would just fucking listen to me instead of running his ego, he'd actually be great at no limit hold'em again. Because I've worked so many.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Danny. Click it.
No.
I'm great.
I've heard you say that a lot. Like,
yeah.
why won't he listen to you? If you can view his flaws and see them really clear, because sometimes it's harder to see of your own weaknesses. But
yeah. Well,
why won't he listen to you?
Well, here, just to give you a good idea. So he listens to me with mixed games. I've put in hundreds of hours helping him with mixed games because he wants to go down as the best poker player of all time. To do that, he has to get good at mixed games. And look, he makes 7 final tables in 7 different games last year's World Series, and he credited me, and people laughed in his face when he credited me, which is pretty funny because anybody with a clue knows how good I am at mixed games. I know I'm still one of the top 20 best mixed game players in the world. It's not a doubt in my mind. So, so I'd help him and teach him that, and he sees how far he's come with that. So when I win 29 out of 30 weeks playing no limit hold'em, and he loses 8 out of 10 weeks, I don't want to hear about how lucky I am and how unlucky he has when I know the flaws that he has and what he needs to do to fix them.
Yeah.
And I sit there and I try and say, listen, Phil, you know I love you. You know I got your back. I'm like, there's 3 things you need to adjust. I don't want to hear nothing about no limit hold'em. I'm 1,000 times better at no limit hold'em than you'll ever be. And it's like, really, Phil? I'm like, your whole life, you told me that you feared me more than any other player for the first 15 years we played together. Now all of a sudden, I don't know nothing about no limit hold'em. I mean, I whooped your ass in 2013, but I know nothing about no limit hold'em. You see what I'm saying? So like Phil, I'm your fucking, like one of your top 2 best friends in life, dude. If you just shut the fuck up and let me tell you what you need to do, So
you
that's
talking about the heads up championship? Was that in 13?
Yeah. So I mean, these are just the things I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
And
so
you busted him with the flush draw, didn't you?
Yeah. And he tries.
I remember the hand.
Anyways,
you had him dominated.
Yeah.
So it was
I just figured I'd gamble. I was playing good. I had a lot of chips. Anyways, I got another guy who wants to call in. It's getting late, so I'll talk to you later. Thanks for calling.
Good. I'll talk.
All right, peace.
See ya.
All right. Anyways, we were on a little bit long with that guy. I get talking. That's just what I do. All right, we'll take 2 more calls.
Yeah, we've got another one here.
You got one in the thing. All right, we'll call that person back and we'll see what they have to say. Yeah,
Oh shit.
Hey, Mikey, what's up?
What's up, man? Welcome to Mouthpiece. How you doing, bud?
Pretty good. So what's your topic today there, buddy? I got in late.
Oh, I don't know, man. I just went in a pretty good World Series of Poker rant, talking about kind of like making a little bit fun of the GTO solver guys. And I said, gee, let's see, who finished top 3 best all-around at the World Series last year? Josh Aria. He's been around since 1996 when I came up. Oh, Phil Hellmuth. He's been around since 1989. Oh, and Daniel Negreanu. He's been around since 1998. Interesting, right?
Yeah, I mean, I saw part of that last thing, so I totally agree with you about. Cause I've been playing online. I can't get to a casino very often. I'm too fucking busy. But it's good to know some of that stuff, but you also have to know your people. I mean, I wanted to comment on that for sure.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to I mean, you can tell. Pretty easy. They'll go broke on one pair when you've got trips. It's pretty nice setup usually.
Yeah.
Especially the GTO guys. They never think you got anything if you play a certain way.
No, they just pay off. It's funny, like, I like Landon Dice. He's funny. It's funny. He goes, I don't know. I just always pay off the river, and I'm always beat. Yeah, okay. Well, that when you're a GTO fucking player, you're just always paying off because the pot's laying me this much to 1. I'm 3-1, probably dog, but the pot's laying me 5-1, so I got to call. You know what I'm saying? It's
And I only have to win 30% of the time.
yeah. You only. The bottom line is and see, here's the difference. I shouldn't even say my strategy or Phil's strategy, but here's the difference, right? In a cash game, the pot's laying you 6-1 and you're 3-1 dog, you fucking call at all times. And at the end of the fucking year, you print money. Okay? In a tournament, if the pot's laying you 6-1 with 1 pull at the deck and you're 3-1 fucking dog, it's a fucking fold because you're still 3-1 dog and that extra amount of chips means nothing. Do you understand that?
Absolutely.
Okay, and the solver GTO people still insist you call there. That's the difference between what I believe and what they believe. And that's it. And so, wow, the Tampa Bay just blew a 2-0 lead to Toronto. You got to be kidding me. Okay. Anyways.
So I wanted to ask, Mikey, what's your setup with the 52 Social down there in Texas? I heard you say a little bit about it, then you moved off the subject. So.
What's going on? I'm just, I'm trying to, there's a lot I'm trying to do. It's really weird. I can't really talk about it till like the deal's completely finalized, if that makes sense. I thought
that makes sense.
I thought everything would be finalized already, and it's not yet. So, I plan on definitely, hopefully, being majorly involved with running the place and ownership and promoting the place. And my very close friend and his best friend are running the place right now. They're the manager and GM. We've already talked to the owner. We're a package deal, all 3 of us. He's pretty happy how my friends are running the place. They've already doubled the business. Everything's being run right. So once you get that going, that's pretty good to go. You know what I'm saying? So
So are you not worried about like Texas?
No, not after TCH got their license back. They said there was 0 chance they were getting their license back, and they were expecting all the games to move over to Poker House, but they appealed it and they won the appeal. If they won the appeal and got their license back, nobody's ever losing their license because they could have shut them all down once they pulled the license on them. So I believe
that's good.
You heard it from me here. Everybody that listens to my podcast, in 10 years, maybe less, the World Series of Poker will be in Texas, and it will be the poker capital of the world. They are opening 2 major mega resorts owned by Mark Cuban and Jerry Jones in Dallas. They're expecting gambling to pass full time within the next 3 years. And they're going to be building mega resorts, and the World Series of Poker will end up on a Caesars property in Texas within 10 years. I say within 5 years, but 100% within 10 years because Vegas ain't the poker capital of the world anymore. The fucking games suck in fucking Vegas, okay? The game, you got to play pro after pro in Vegas unless you're getting a private game. So, that's just what it is, just being honest. It's going to be in Vegas.
That's good because I'm looking for a place to retire to in a couple of years, so I might have to come work for you at 52 Social as a dealer.
Yeah. It's just, hopefully here, I'm hoping here in the next 2 weeks I could give an answer on this. And, but I'm still very confident in what's going to happen with me there. And I was always not going to be running it till after the World Series, so it's not like the only thing that I expected to be done already is all the final things of what I was working with. But if you're down in Austin and you're down in Texas, check out 52 Social. I think it's the nicest club in Austin. And like I said, I'm not trying to hurt Doug Polk's place at the Lodge. I'm trying to compete. I'm trying to bring people down to Austin, Texas, and bring people to Texas.
Right.
And Austin's the 10th biggest city in the United States. There's plenty of poker players in Austin, Texas. You just got to get them out. So,
Yeah, I've been watching the games on streams from different places when I can, so I watch it on YouTube all the time.
Yeah. All right, man. I
And
got somebody
last
else.
thing,
One more thing.
have you seen the movie 2000? I can't say
2000
the
Mules?
actual word of it.
2000 Mules?
2000 Donkeys. You can't say mules on YouTube. They'll
You
take you
can't?
down.
Well, I mean, you know what's so funny? Here's the funny part, right? Look at this shit. They're down 100 fucking Philly. They stink. Fuck, I should have bet more. But see, that's all right. I just bet for fun. I know James Harden sucks. Anyways, you can't say the word STEAL election, or they will. They've already threatened to take my channel down. But they could sit there. They hire a new press secretary, and all she still has her tweet up talking about how Stacey Abrams got the 2018 election STOLEN from her.
Yeah.
They could say whatever they for 3 years. Russia. That's okay.
Yeah.
But listen, remember that 2000 Mules. I know the guy who did the movie. Remember, he is far right, so it is going to come across way more lean right. That it was way more nefarious than it was, but they did STAL through the mail-in ballots, and they're going to try and do it again because.
Well, and the laptop story saying it was Russian disinformation.
Well, that's it. Okay, so
story.
There's nothing else to say. Just if you let the laptop story go, Trump wins the election. See, people think they want to talk about widespread voter fraud. There wasn't widespread. There was zero widespread voter. FRAUD.
There was pockets of voter fraud.
I got to be careful what I say. Can you imagine? I'm living in a country of free speech, and I got to watch everything I say.
You can't say that.
I mean, that's why Elon Musk is buying Twitter. Elon Musk might save the country, literally. I mean, without free speech, you don't have a country. But with that, what was I gonna? Where was this? I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. So like with the 2000 MULES movie, everybody knows that they were just there's video of these guys dumping. It's against the law to do that. You're allowed to drop one or two off for your family members. You're not allowed to just stuff boxes with the ballot.
Well, certain states you can designate somebody to drop it off for you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a family member. And in certain states it has to be a family member. And there's 5 or 6 states where it's ambiguous. It can be pretty much Tom, Dick, or Harry can drop it off for you, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, they had that map of where the guy went to 27 different locations or something in 5 nonprofit organizations,
and they have
picking up stuff,
and they have the videos. It's like, listen. I don't want to. The thing is anybody with even a tenth of a brain knows what happened. Okay, but the truth of the matter is the GOP STOLE the 2000 election from what's his name. So they just CHEAT better than the Republicans did. That's all. Can you imagine? This is how I have to talk on a fucking podcast, so they don't take down my channel. Can you even imagine this in a country of free speech?
No.
I mean, it's mind-boggling. That's what happens when you have far left activists being able to control the narrative in the media. But see, that's been the whole. That's what they do in the regular media. Trump won the election in 2016 through advertising on Facebook and Twitter. Okay, they made sure that would never happen again, and they made Facebook and Twitter a political arm of the Democrat Party. And like Elon Musk said, just the fact they suppressed the Hunter Biden laptop story is the biggest travesty in U.S. history. Because if the media just covers it the way it was, and they and it's proof that it was how corrupt Joe Biden really is, there's no way that they don't flip 21,000 more votes. See, that's what people think. There was no widespread voter FRAUD. There was, if you flip the 42,000 votes in Georgia, Arizona, and Wisconsin, okay, Trump is the president. That's 21,000 votes. That's not many mail-in ballots, buddy. Okay, so just even without that, I'm talking even without the mail-in ballots. Okay, just if the Hunter Biden laptop story is allowed to be put in the press and allowed to be presented on the debate stage, Trump is the president. So forget.
Just let people make up their own minds about it. That's
Exactly.
what I want. Walter Cronkite back.
Yeah, we live in a free country. How about they're putting together a disinformation board? What there's
mean
no
the
such. We
Ministry
live in
of
a
Truth?
country of free speech. If I want to say you're a crackhead, even if you've never done crack in your life, I can say that. If I want to,
It's George Orwell all over again.
I mean, it's disinformation. You're not a crackhead. Well, are you a crackhead? No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I'm saying? It's disinformation.
Yeah.
If I want to say my buddy Danny here is a clean-cut, nice guy, never had a drink of alcohol or a drug in his life, well, I'd be fucking lying. Okay? But that's disinformation. Is that going to be on the disinformation board? Okay? This is a country of free speech. I could say whatever I want about anybody. If it's a lie, that person could call me out for it. And if he thinks I threat whatever and he wants to kick my ass for it, that's his prerogative.
Let him prove it.
The bottom line, we live in a country. How could you I don't care if you're on the left or right. How could you be against free speech? That's the fucking literally backbone of the United States, of our country.
Free speech is the Second Amendment, baby.
It's the First Amendment. What are you talking about? The Second Amendment's fucking the right to fucking bear arms. I mean,
I like my Second Amendment.
It's the number one
trying to take
thing,
that away too.
right? I don't care who you are, even my friends, the Democrats. I bet you even my friend Brandon Wong on here is not against freedom of speech. He might be because he's he just repeats everything the left says talking points.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if you're against free speech, I mean, I'm not. Anybody wants to. I like what Elon Musk said. I want Twitter to be all free speech. If you want to call me every name under the sun, you could do whatever that. If I don't like that, I could block you.
Exactly.
Right? But you have the right to express your opinion and debate issues. That's the bottom line.
Precisely.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So,
well, Mikey, I hope I can run into you where I'm out in Vegas like the 5th through the 8th.
You got it. I'll be there, man. Look for me. I'll be in the tank playing the 10K mixed games. You'll find me. Dealer's Choice and 08 those 2 days. So I'll be there.
I love my mixed games. So I'll come watch that.
All right, my man. Thanks for calling. Talk to you later.
Mikey, take care. Be good. Bye.
Goodbye, James Harden. Goodbye, James Harden and Philadelphia. You guys got 85 points in the game. 85. They gave up 97. They scored 85. James Harden used to average 30 a game. Joel Embiid 30 a game. That's 60. They got 80 fucking 5 with a minute to go in the game. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Philly. Shout out to Matt Glantz. How's those fucking Sixers doing? I told him.
How's it going, Mikey?
What's up, buddy? Welcome to the Mouthpiece. How are you?
Good. Hey, I've watched you forever. I've had a question for you that I've been dying to ask you, and timing was right for me to call today. So I met you in 2004, I think it was 4 or 5 in Tunica.
Oh, okay.
And
I haven't been to Tunica since.
from
That was the last year I went to Tunica. I said I'd never go back to that place. Oh, God, I haven't been there in like 17 years. Yeah, I mean, I didn't like it there. There's nothing to do. You had to fucking go into Memphis. Right. And then, I mean, I liked going to that strip club that used to be in Memphis. I heard they closed it, though, now. It started with a P. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah. It's closed.
I remember Phil used to stay at the Peabody Hotel. We went there once, and they have the walking ducks. Have you ever seen that in Memphis? That's pretty cool. Where the ducks walk out.
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen, to be honest with you. So, I just didn't like it. There wasn't much to do there. But go ahead.
So I'm from Chicago. I live in Vegas now. I'm actually on the 15 right now driving. But so I lived in Chicago, and the only live poker at the time was like 3 hours west in Bettendorf, Iowa, on this little riverboat. They had like 4, 8, 8, 16, and 20, 40 like on Friday and Saturday. So I used to drive over there and play. And then I met a guy there who was like, oh, you should, if you want to play No Limit and stuff, you should go down to Tunica. So I went down to Tunica for the first time, I want to say probably 2003. And then I ended up renting an apartment there by the Gold Strike. And the No Limit was really, really like happening, super popping there. There was people coming in from Vegas. Of course, they had the couple events there, but people were coming in from Vegas and Oklahoma and Texas and playing there. And so I rented a place, and it played super juicy.
Mm-hmm.
There was tons of like total nits playing, and I did really well. And literally like overnight, people stopped coming there. I want to say it was like 05 or 06.
Right.
And I wondered if you had any insight as to why it just got dead after it got so hot for a few years.
I don't know. I mean, they started opening casinos everywhere, so that probably has a lot to do with it. I mean, back then in 04, you had Tunica, and you had Vegas, and that was about it. That Indiana hadn't even opened yet. Even Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun hadn't even opened yet. They didn't open until like 2004 or 5. So that's probably that had a lot to do with it too, probably. So.
Huh. Well, so what's your? I was always curious if you knew, because I used to my ritual every day was I rented that apartment. I'd wake up, make some coffee, and I don't know if a lot of your listeners are old enough to remember this or been in the poker long enough, but I used to wake up and listen to Poker Road Radio.
Oh yeah,
Gavin
Poker Road Radio
and
with Gavin and Barry and Barry's son, and yeah, I remember.
And I used to listen to them, and while I was getting ready for the day before I'd go play, and it was super cool. But I didn't know if you had any insight, because it literally like overnight just died and just was like done. And all of a sudden, I was playing there 5 days a week at the Gold Strike and the Horseshoe, and then people just stopped coming, and I was just like, what the fuck? And ended up moving to Vegas to play, but I didn't know if you had any insight on that. But my other thing I wanted to ask you about is, what's your plans? How many events are you going to play this year in the World Series?
I just listed 30. There's about 5 others I have listed. I mean, I usually play between 20 and 27 every year. Last year I played 23 because I was at the final 2 tables of every event. The least tournaments I play, that means the better I'm doing. So, there's 88 tournaments. I usually played like 25% of them. Yeah, it's just too hard for me to go from tournament. I'm old. I'm in pain. It's just hard. If I get to a day 3, I take the next day off, and I'm not out. It's just what I need to do. I figured out what I need to do at the World Series, and Joe Seabach. Yeah, that's who we were talking about with Poker Road. We'll see, man. I'm ready. This is really the first.
Am
I gonna what?
Oh, go ahead. I was just going to say, are you selling any of your action in the World Series this year?
I'll be selling 50% on pocket5s.com. They should be up in the next 72 hours. And I'll be selling, like I said, I wasn't going to sell any. This is really the first year I'm really doing well financially to be able to put myself in all the tournaments. Even last year I was able to also, and I was leaning towards putting 100% of myself up. And I said, you know what, you're doing good. Tournaments are very streaky, maybe I'll sell half myself. So I think I'm going to probably still sell half myself. But I'm definitely selling half myself in the 25K PLO and the 50K Poker Players Championship. So 100% selling half myself in that with very little markup. The only ones I have big markup on are my 2 best events, the PLO, the Limit Omaha 8 and the PLO 8. I have those at like a 1.5 markup. Everything else is 1.2, and the main event I put at 1.6. I've now cashed that 3 out of the last 4 years. I remembered how to cash it and how to give myself a chance. I forgot for a while. I went away from it. But even if I didn't, like any poker player that even has competence is worth 2.0 in the main event. So So many dead spots.
Oh no, for sure.
So, anyways, I got to go. I got one more call I got to get, and I got to get out of here. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. I'll see you next week, man. We'll be on next week.
With your,
what's that?
how you doing? I said, how you doing with your pain? And I'm asking you this because November 4th, this past year, a lady in Vegas at Pebble and Las Vegas Boulevard ran a red light going 60, and I hit her. I broke my back, and
I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I'm doing. I'm in a really good run right now. About close to between a 6-7 week run of very little pain. And I was talking about it early in the show with how the turmeric has, I think, made a big difference with the inflammation. So what it is because the injury causes inflammation. Inflammation presses on the nerves shoot down my leg into my foot. The pain is brutal. I mean, I used to get like steroid injections and shit, and I don't know. I mean, I started taking turmeric about 6-7 weeks ago, and I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but I'm in a good run, and I've had good runs of feeling great, and I think, maybe, just maybe, this will be the worst it is the rest of my life, and then the next thing you know, I'm back in the bathtub 3 times a day screaming in pain. So I'm gonna knock on wood. I'm gonna hope to God that this good run of no pain continues for another 2 months, or the pain starts up like in the next few days, and by the time the series starts, it's gone. Because normally when the pain comes, it's usually about a 3 to 4 week horrifying experience. Like it's usually every 3 months I go through a month of really bad. But I know what causes it, and so I'll just keep learning and trying to get better, and trying to eat better, and just trying to become a better person. That's all I could do. All right, my man. Thanks for calling. I'll see you next week. Man. All right, later. Do we have any more calls? I'll take one more if we do. Yeah. All right, we'll take one more. Check out my online room. Email mouthpoker@yahoo.com. Mouthpoker@yahoo.com. $250 in chips for $200. Play with me, hour a day, 1-2 no limit, 1-2 PLO, 4-8 with a kill, Omaha 8 or better.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Mouthpiece. The Mike.
Good. How's it going, Mike?
It's going good, man. What are you up to?
Awesome. Well, I just watched the tail end of watching old James Harden get his ass kicked, so that was always nice.
He's so bad. I mean, are they really going to give this guy $40 million a year? Look what I laughed at the trade. I was laughing. Hey, shout out to Matt Glantz. How your Sixers doing there, buddy? I told fucking Matt Glantz. He's like, this is great. This is going to put Philly over the top. I go, he sucks. They gave up Ben Simmons, the best on-ball defender in the NBA, or maybe the second best, okay? They gave up Curry's brother, third best three-point shooter in the NBA. They gave up Andre Drummond, a backup center for the fucking Brooklyn, and a first-round pick for this puke. The guy who destroyed the Houston franchise. They traded everybody to try and get this guy a title. Once the fucking cupboard was empty, he's like, get me the fuck out of here. I want to go to Brooklyn. Then they trade him to Brooklyn for you and me. I mean, I don't understand what Houston got nothing for him. And then Durant said, get this guy the fuck out of here. We want people who want to be here, right? So Chris Paul said, get me the fuck out of here after he almost won a title with them twice. Then Westbrook was there 1 year and said, get me the fuck out of here. This guy refuses to show up on time for fucking practice, right? And then, and then they sent him over to Brooklyn and his old buddy Durant. So his teammate, my brothers, remember when he got traded in 2014 when he opted out? Oh, I'll never leave my brothers, Westbrook and Durant. They both told him to get the fuck out, okay? Durant said, have a nice fucking day. I mean, what does that tell you about the guy? Now they traded everybody. Now they got to fucking re-sign him this year. Who's giving this guy $40 million a year? I wouldn't give him a quarter.
Philadelphia will double down and probably give him $40 million again.
They can't. I mean, they can. They're crazy if they do. The guy will be 36 years old, 37 years old, getting $40 million a year. I mean, he's only going into year 33. How could a guy fall off that bad? But you saw it in the
too much time in those Houston strip clubs.
Well, that's what I know shit. Dude, you don't even know. I could tell you shit about James Harden that I've heard that you don't even know. My friend owns a Sapphire strip. My friend owns Sapphire Strip Club, biggest strip club in the world. Well, yeah, I mean, I can tell you, the guy just is in.
Jersey up in the rafters.
Dude, all the guy gives a fuck about is pussy, partying. He has no work ethic whatsoever. Comes in out of shape. You see how fat he was with Houston before they traded him to fucking Brooklyn? Right? You see how fat he was at the beginning of this year in Brooklyn? Right? Basically, the year that they had the Warriors on the road, so what was that, 2017, I think it was? I mean, what did he go, 1 for 14 from 3 in the fourth quarter or something like in the second half of both games 6 and 7? He's a puke. He's a fucking puke. He's a fucking puke. Fucking no work ethic, overpaid puke, fucking franchise destroying pile of shit. Okay? That's all you need to know. I love
how
it.
You really feel about it.
I love it. I love it that James Harden got 0 points and 4 turnovers in the second half. I'm sure he threw up a bunch of wild fucking threes from like step back threes. You remember like 4 years ago? Oh, I've added the one-legged three to my arsenal. Yeah, okay. You understand you got to be squared up to. You just think you're just going to shoot threes one leg. You remember that? This fucking guy.
Yep.
He can't get to the rack anymore because he's a fat pig. Why doesn't he fucking? All he needs to do is like shave the fucking beard, okay, and fucking stop going to strip clubs. Do what Chris Paul do, become a vegan or go on some crazy ass diet where he's in shape so he can fucking. The guy's 32 without a major injury. Do you understand? 32 for a superstar is still the prime of your life. Still the prime. I mean, look what
LeBron doing.
LeBron when he was 31 or 32 when they beat the invincible Warrior team in 2016. LeBron was the best player in the NBA at 32. Okay. Fucking Durant's 32, one of the best players in the NBA. Now, what's happened to Westbrook, I have no idea because this guy was a stud, you know. But
he can't shoot worth a shit.
Well, it's mental. It's mental. You can't. Do you understand? He was never good at 3-point shooter, but when it came to like if he got on top of the key, top of the free throw line, top of the key, this guy hit that fucking pull up 90 out of 100 times, right? Guy had one of the best mid-ranges in the game, and he shot 80% from free throw line. Now he gets to the rack, gets fouled, he shoots 60% from the free throw line. Like, this is mental. He needs to, I think my friend who knows a lot about the NBA said it great. He needs to cut down on the weights to be stronger, and he needs to get leaner, faster, and fucking work on his shot and not worry about the outside noise, like probably erase his social media account or whatever. And just because the guys, come on, man. Do you understand how great Westbrook was in 2016, 17, and 18? You know, when the guys are that good, when people are that good and don't have a major injury, it's either mental or lack of work ethic. With James Harden, it's fucking lack of work ethic. With fucking Westbrook, it's mental. Okay? That's just it.
True.
This is it. The great players are still stars at 35. Kobe was still a star at 35. Okay? Right. When Kobe got injured, okay, because of fucking Dwight Howard fucking the year that Jerry Buss was on his deathbed, Kobe willed them into the playoffs. He won them 9 out of the last 10 down the road to get him into the playoffs. And when he tore that Achilles, you know, and Kobe was 35. So, you know, don't tell me if you don't have no major injury, man, and you're fucking 32 in the NBA and you used to be a superstar, something needs to be worked on, whether it's your eating habits, your personal habits, your mental habits, whatever it is. Anyway, I'm going to watch
LeBron has it dialed in, though.
Yeah, he does. We've been going 2 hours, man. I'm gonna watch these games, and I'm gonna.
Man, well, it was a pleasure talking to you.
You too.
I've been a big fan of yours for years.
The game ain't started yet. If you want to make free money, bet the Suns tonight. The Suns are going to win, and they're going to win big.
Oh, for sure. What events are you playing in the like July 14th through the 17th?
That's
for WSOP?
It's a good question. Probably the main event. I don't know when it starts. It usually
Yeah.
starts the first between July 4th and July 10th. So that's just my guess. I don't know.
I'll be out there that starting the 14th, so I'll come and find you and say, hey.
You got it. All right, my man. Thanks for the
All
call.
right, take it easy, brother.
All right.
Yep, bye.
All right, guys. We'll be back a week from tomorrow or Saturday, and then we will discuss the tournament that I'll be running in my online room, where I'll be giving away 1% to 4 different people plus 2% whoever wins the tournament to the main event, and then we'll be letting you know what's going on, and I'll be selling pieces. Check out my Twitter, the Mouth Mataso. And I'll be having my package up within 72 hours where you can buy half myself at pocket5s.com to all my events. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for listening. Been a good time. And I'll see you next week on the Mouthpiece. Enjoy the games. Enjoy the playoffs. The Suns are winning it all. Mark it down. Talk to you guys later. See you next week.
The Mouthpiece.